So the Squid Game is all the rage these days in Korea and around the world. First of all, I'll give it props for the amazing set design. It's wonderful. It's the best. It's an out of this world set design. I fell in love with it when I saw the trailer. I did have a little bit of a concern about where the direction might take it. What if it's pays too much of an homage, or maybe it coincides a little bit too much with older uh, shows that feature survival game kind of environment where the ugliness of human nature is exposed, and at the same time it shows, the warm side, the how people actually can and do care about other people, and they want to do the right thing. So the concept is nice. The set design is amazing. I like the fact that compared to other Netflix Korean dramas, it's more pacey. It does not have that really unnecessarily dragging on part where they try to play the world's tiniest violin, to play the world's saddest little song just for you. They do have bits and pieces of that, but it's considerably less. And the exposition, they do have less exposition here compared to other K dramas. So that's something I can give props to. Unfortunately, if you're someone that has watched similar shows, Battle Royale, Kaiji, and other shows, mostly Japanese, unfortunately. And people in Korea are split as well. When they watch this drama, they either heap praise because they love it, and those who actually watch some of the shows that has a lot of the concept that coincides with the Squid Games, they would harshly criticize it as a blatant ripoff or a copy and paste of those concepts that's been done 20 what years ago. Personally, I would have loved to see more of the Korean schoolyard games or traditional games being implemented more, but they did bits and pieces of that, and then I don't know if they ran out of ideas, but they just suddenly just went completely astray, and they started to like beat each other up and started killing each other. So it would have been better if they had more of those games. So that's a bit of a disappointment. The acting, unfortunately, if you do speak Korean and if you watch it, the main actor Lee Jung-jae is a little bit too over the top. He's just wailing and crying. It feels a lot like Japanese TV drama acting, because in Japanese TV drama they do these exaggerated movements, but it feels like it's something natural to their culture. To Koreans, we don't do that. We don't go, whoa! Ah! We don't do that. I mean, you can if you're a certain character, but unfortunately, Lee Jung-jae is not the best actor to play this role in this situation. He is great in those action noir movies where he's playing someone darker or a man of action in a few words. But it's kind of like when Keanu Reeves, of course, is a much better actor right now. In the darker days of Keanu Reeves, the Wachowski brothers utilize him best by having Morpheus do all the talking, while Neo is more of the reaction guy who does the action and go like, the Matrix, So there will always be a debate and argument being carried out, especially among Korean viewers, about it's a blatant ripoff, or you can say that about anything else. But to me personally, it's a bit of a disappointment, because if you watch older shows like Old Boy, which is an amazing Korean movie that actually helped propel Korean cinema to another stratosphere. It's actually based on a Japanese comic book, and it's made clear that it's based on a Japanese comic book, and I'm pretty sure the director paid the rights or whatever licensing fee that's needed to make it. But if you read the comics, if you watch the movie, they have similar concepts, but it feels like an entirely different movie. Personally, I felt the movie was a lot better. The comic book has its charms, but it was a different direction, and it was so much better. That's what deserves praise, not when you have something that eerily coincides with a lot of the elements from several other movies of the past, and you don't really give nod or homage or admit the fact that you've drew inspiration from that, or you paid the licensing fees, or you paid the intellectual property fees or whatever that's necessary, and you've improved upon it. But this did not improve on it. This did have some interesting elements, but it feels more like a nice blend and mission mash of certain elements, especially when they have those what supposedly the surprise twist or ending. You kind of see it coming when you've watched these shows that the Squid Game is based on. So there, the debate will continue in Korea because I guess it's like anywhere else around the world. They want to take pride in their national products. But I don't think we should be blinded to the fact that it deserves certain scrutiny, or it could have been better, and people could actually talk about it. Unfortunately, we're not going to see non-hostile disagreements and arguments among people who are split about the Squid Games. And I hope that's the same around the world as well, because I do see a tendency for certain Netflix products to be just given praise regardless of its flaws or its questionable origin or whatnot. Maybe it's because if a non-Korean criticizes a Korean product harshly, they might be seen, as someone who's not qualified to do that, or that person might be seen as someone who's racist in some people's eyes. This is a very dangerous PC-laden culture that we're experiencing these days. But when it comes to film criticism and reviews, I hope people can actually talk about it, agree to disagree, listen, and do the research and find out if they agree with some people's notion or not. First, most of all, watch them all and then talk about it.